when we present the offers to the sellers, we present the terms of the offer. And the terms of the offer is more important than the sale price or the offer price. I wouldn't say it's all an emotional game, but psychology plays a role in it.
Isn't that crazy, man? Because they're still getting the same money at the end of the day.
Like, everyone is talking about it. Whenever there's a family gathering, they're talking about the market in Darwin.
This country is sick for the property market. They love it. Jad Damen, welcome to the Moose and Momentum podcast, all the way over from Darwin today. Thanks, man, for coming in.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks for that intro.
Man, I wanted to get you in because the Darwin market has been very topical, probably for the last 18 months, 2 years for property investors. And I wanted to talk to someone about boots on the ground. Someone who's talking to buyers, someone who's working with investors, everyday mum and dads in the market. Like, what's going on over in Darwin at the moment?
Well, it all started start of 2025.
Okay.
The market just changed.
Wow.
Usually on REA, which is realestate.com, we've got around 1,500, 1,600 listings on the market.
Yeah.
And then that dropped to 300, 400 in a year.
Man.
Local buyers, investors, just got into the market and everything changed. So it went totally from a buyer's market to a seller's market.
In how many months did you see it change like that?
I would say 12 months.
12 months it just shifted. How long have you been a real estate agent for, like selling it in Darwin?
3.5 years now.
3.5 years, call it 4 years.
Yeah.
You started what in
2020.
2022, 2023?
Yeah, around that. End of 2022, start of 2023.
And what were you doing before that?
Car salesman.
Car salesman. So you've always been in sales?
Yep, went from cars to real estate.
And man, you're a young lad early in his career. I've seen you on Tom Panos' Instagram page multiple times.
That's right.
You're going hard. What, he's a bit of a mentor of yours?
Yep, I'm in the black belt program, so he's basically my mentor.
Unreal, man.
Throughout the whole process.
What have you learned from Tom? He's got tons of experience in this industry. What have you learned from him, just hanging around him and talking to him regularly? Confidence,
discipline, and Tom always says hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I totally agree with that.
Man, Chris Raymond was on here earlier today. You know, we film all these podcasts in one here. We had Chris Raymond, a mortgage broker. He quoted that exact same thing from Tom Panos earlier today.
He's known for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so you're in car sales. You've been in real estate for the last 3-4 years now. You've got a strong mentor. And you reckon that the Darwin market has shifted a fair bit in the last 2 years.
Yep. Around.
So you would have seen a very different market when you first started selling real estate. Can you describe back in 22, 23, what was the real estate market like in Darwin?
It was a quiet market. Open houses, we were usually getting one group through, 2 groups through, and sometimes no one through.
Wow.
And then after that, in around 18 months, token 2025, which is last year, we had like 9 to 10 groups through. And every open house, that's crazy for Darwin.
Did the population grow that much, or did people just want to buy houses? Like, what changed for there to be that amount of demand? Because I think the chat out there in the internet is that it is driven by investors, right? But investors are normally buying sight unseen, are not going through. But you're saying that there was 1-2 groups through open homes, and now all of a sudden 20 groups through.
That's right. After the supply went down to 300 listings on the market, the local buyers were like, the market is shifting.
Yeah.
And they started buying. And whether it's listings on the market, we weren't even putting price guides. It was more as in offers over. So if there's a listing on the market, offers over 600, you don't know where we may end up. 670, 680, 690. Depends how many buyers we get. And almost every fortnight, we were breaking suburb records.
Man.
So, yeah.
And, man, you work for a impressive operator, Daniel Harris. Daniel Harris recently spoke at ARIC.
The top agent in the NT.
Right. What have you learned from working with him, and what's he told you about the change in buyers then to the change in buyers now?
I would say it's different. When you're doing an open house and getting one buyer through, you got to chase that buyer with getting an offer in. And most likely that offer will be less than the asking price.
Yeah.
But when you've got 10 groups through and there's competition and every buyer want to offer more than the previous buyer, then it's different. So if you qualify, you've got finance pre-approved, depends what your terms are, It's different how you're chasing the buyers.
Yeah.
And that's how it changes, as in seller's market to a buyer's market to a balanced market.
I think that's interesting what you're saying there. You mentioned it quickly of qualifying.
Yep.
I talk to some buyers sometimes, and it's like they say, "Oh, I've been looking to buy in this market for 6 months," and it's like, what would you say if a property was on the market for 6 months? You'd be like, "Oh, it's got to be something wrong with it. It's got to be." You don't think the agents that have spoken to you for 6 months are qualifying you just as you're qualifying the assets? Like,
That's right.
They've been in the market for 6 months. Are these guys serious? Or they'll probably never buy something, right? And they're like, oh, how dare they do that? But that's what happens, huh?
And some buyers, they haven't got even pre-approval in place.
Yeah.
And most of the time, the agents won't take them seriously. Like, if you haven't got pre-approval in place, most likely you're not serious to buy a house.
They're not.
Yeah.
But I think mentally they want to buy something, but they don't understand the process of there's many steps to go through before you put in an offer with someone with an agent.
Yeah, and when we present the offers to the sellers, we present the terms of the offer.
Yeah.
And the terms of the offer is more important than the sale price or the offer price.
Explain that to me. Unpack, because I know that, and I've always gone into any negotiation with sometimes my price, your terms, or your terms, my price. But can you unpack that for the listeners?
Yeah. So when you're putting an offer in, and there's another buyer putting an offer in, what's the agent's job? To present the offer to the sellers and negotiate with both of you.
Yeah.
When he's presenting these offers to the sellers, he got to tell them what's the offer, settlement, finance, pre-approval, no pre-approval, 21 days finance, reports. When we present an offer and saying to the seller that the buyer have got finance pre-approved, it's totally different.
Oh, yeah.
It hits different.
Totally.
So it's important. So we as selling agents, we got to tell the sellers if the buyers have got pre-approval or not.
I've sometimes done this, right? With a deposit, how much does a deposit change the offer when you're in the living room talking to the seller about two offers? Let's say my offer is $550, the other person's offer is $550, but I'm putting down a 10 grand deposit when we're ready to exchange, and they're putting down a $2,000 deposit. Does that change much?
It changes.
It does.
Yep. And it hits the sellers different. It's all, I wouldn't say it's all an emotional game, but psychology plays a role in it.
Isn't that crazy, man? Because they're still getting the same money at the end of the day.
But when a buyer puts a $15,000 offer and another buyer puts a $2,000 offer, most likely for the seller, that buyer is more serious than the $2,000 deposit.
Yeah. But they're having to pay the same price. So they're just like, oh, yeah, I'll go with them.
Although the offer is the same. And the terms may be the same. But 2,000 deposit sounds low.
What do you think hits more? The bigger deposit, like 2,000 versus 10,000 or 15,000, or a 7-day or 10-day building and pest clause and finance clause? Is shortening the building and pest and finance better than a bigger deposit?
I would say it all plays a role. Even settlement-wise, reports-wise, deposit, it all plays a role. But if we're talking about that specifically, I would say having reports done in 7 days, that also shows how the buyers are serious. So it is important, yeah.
I might be spilling the tea of buyer's agents lands, but for me, in my career, I've always wanted to qualify with the agent what's important and what is the seller's next move. Because if I understand what's the seller's next move, I can then structure my offer in a very good way.
That's right.
Which is maybe the same money, but just the terms are slightly different, whatever, that makes it so appealing because I can structure the terms, be it building pest, finance, settlement.
Long settlement, short settlement.
Yeah.
Plays a big role.
Maybe sometimes a longer settlement might be exactly what they want, or they want to rent back, or they want this or want that. Like,
that's right. Sometimes these sellers are looking for a property and they need 60 to 90 days settlement.
Yeah.
And most likely they won't get that from a local buyer. So it plays a big game.
And who are the local buyers? You know what I mean? Like you've spoken a lot about local buyers today. And I keep coming back to this point because on the internet, bro, I get slammed sometimes about Darwin being this market that is only driven by investors. Who are the local buyers? Like, what's your most common buyer that you meet in Darwin? And what are they doing there? Are they like, do they live there forever? Like, who are they?
I would say families and first home buyers.
Yeah, okay. How old?
Families, we're talking, they're either upsizing or downsizing. So we're talking 50, 60. And first home buyers, they're like the young gen. It's different. And just something about the first home buyers, the 5% deposit scheme have been increased to 750 as in price cap. That's from the new financial year.
Wow.
Instead of 600. And the reason is you can't get a house for 600 anymore in town.
No way.
So no point.
And if you do, it's an absolute dump in Malden.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's like a 3x1, a shed that's not even coded. And yeah.
Crazy, huh? And so you're saying there's the upsizers, established families who are in their 50s who are locals. And then you've got the young families.
First home buyers, yeah.
First home
Or the
buyers.
couples, yeah.
And they're looking to buy that type
Just
of...
get into the market.
Just get into the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when the supply was low on the market, all the buyers were putting massive offers in.
Yeah.
Higher than the asking price, always.
And now?
I would say it went from a 10 out of 10 market to a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
And the reason that happened, in my opinion, everything that was happening worldwide, Middle East, the oil shortage, the government in here, the confidence was a bit dropped with the buyers.
Yeah.
But with the new financial year, it should be a fresh start.
Is that both investors and local buyers?
Now I would say local buyers more.
Local buyers more?
Yep. Because
Put their hands in their pocket.
Yeah.
Investors are still charging.
I would say investors focus on fundamentals more than short-term headlines.
Yeah, true.
It's different.
Yeah. You can't get away from the fundamentals in Darwin, man. No one's building there. No one's building any houses.
Yeah, and building is expensive there. Building cost is too expensive now in Darwin.
Do you know any developers?
Yeah.
I
work with many builders.
What does it cost to build something new? You know, like in like Bellamark or Zicoli, like what's it cost?
If you're building now a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, let's say 170, 180 square meter, you're talking about 650.
650 to build it, bro.
Yeah, that's without the land.
Shit.
And if you want to get a block of land of, let's say, 550 square meter, 600 square meter in a good suburb, you're not talking less than 300, 350.
So let's say
So you're hitting the
for
million.
land. Yeah, million, comfortable.
Yeah.
And then you got to wait, 18 months for it to get built?
Yeah.
So you may as well go buy the 4x2 in Rosebery for 750, 800.
Yeah, that's right. That's after the increase. That's after the 20%,
true.
30%
That's
increase
after
in the market.
Wow, man. And the amount of projects, there's like $35 billion worth of projects going on in Darwin over the next 5 years. No one's built in because it just doesn't make any sense dollar for dollar wise. And then you've still got so much population growth.
The population is growing.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's going on up there, man? Like I hear there's a lot of good things to go up there. I know one of our main buyers agent, Teza, who is in Bali at the moment because he's just kicking his feet back. He's been buying in Darwin for a long time now. What's going on up there?
I would say when you go to Darwin and experience the life there, you just love it.
Yeah.
And hearing about Darwin without being there, you wouldn't even think about going. But it's different when you experience it. The outdoor life, the weekends, the vibes, it's different.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a different country. It's not like in Australia.
My in-laws have been to Darwin multiple times for holidays, man.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah, the dry season is perfect.
Yeah. The wet season's hot.
The wet season is a bit hot.
What? Is that around like Christmas time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So like Christmas time and it's too hot. So
that's when you go back to Europe.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Which is better than there. So yeah, for Christmas holidays.
Yeah, man, that's interesting you say that the fundamentals don't change and so the investors keep plowing along.
Yeah, whether it's, and you know that whether it's the stocks, real estate, investors focus on fundamentals, not short-term headlines.
Yeah.
And when people are panicking, that's where the smart moves are.
I feel like the investors are still snatching up a fair amount of stock in Darwin. What I've noticed is that the focus has come away from the housing market per se, and it's gone more into the townhouse, villa, duplex, unit market.
Unit market.
How much has the housing market grown in the last, let's say, 2 years?
Around 30%.
30% in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Unreal, man.
That's houses, not units. That's the next thing. Units.
It hasn't grown much.
No.
Yeah.
Not much. We're talking 1-digit increase, so that's like 4 or 5%, not more than that. Yeah.
Man, I always find that this is what happens. I remember when I was buying in Perth back in, it should have been 2020, 2021, even 2022. We're buying, well, even, let's say I'll just talk about myself. I bought a 4x2 house in Rockingham Council for $350,000. You could have bought a 2x1 unit on the foreshore, like which is like the kind of beach area, just near the beach. And you're buying like a 2x1 unit, which is like similar to like a Coconut Grove type area.
Yep.
And you're buying like 180, 200, 220. It's like, oh, bro, 220 for that one? What? Bro, they're all selling for over 500 now. Like they've more than doubled in the last 5 years. Crazy. Brisbane's experienced the same thing. Adelaide's experienced the same thing. Like a lot of these big markets have done that. And you're saying, what blows me away is the rental yield you can get on some of these units in Darwin. 6
to 7%.
Man, like,
which is massive.
Yeah. I remember that one deal that we did for that client. It was that 2x2 unit. I think it was Smith Street.
Yep.
What they bought that for like in the 400s, like low to mid 400s. And then there was like 7% minimum.
Yeah. That's other than the long-term upside as in the price value.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But then you're looking to buy like a 3x2 house and you're talking like 800.
Right now?
Well, yeah. That's what I mean. Like the price difference between a 2x2
There's a
unit
big gap in between units and houses now.
And the houses. It's like...
It's a big gap.
Huge. And that needs to catch up.
Yeah. Because like, if we're going to explain it in the best way possible, in my opinion, it's... so the values of houses now are as in 2014 and more.
Yeah, right.
By units, they're still cheaper than in 2014.
Yeah, okay.
So units, let's say one bedroom units in the CBD that were selling for 400, 450 in 2014. Now they're selling for 300, 320.
No. Yeah. Really?
And these one bedroom units, the rent on them is like 600 a week.
Mental, man.
So that's massive.
Who's renting these things?
The rental market in Darwin is good. Like, we're the top agency in the NT. We manage more than 3,500 properties. And whenever there's an open for a rental property, there's like at least 7-8 groups going through. And sometimes these tenants, they're offering more than the asking rent.
Man.
Just to get their application approved.
It's that hard.
Yeah.
The rental market.
It's been always like that in Darwin.
It's always been like
Most of the time, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, Real Estate Central is a massive agency, huh?
Yeah. It's the top agency in the NT. Last 12 months, more than 1,000 properties sold. Daniel Harris by himself, 330, which is massive.
Incredible.
Big numbers.
Yeah, big numbers. Can you tell me, you've worked with a fair few buyers agents, right?
That's right.
And what me and you met probably would have been like early to mid 2025. And I find that with most agents that are selling in an area, they talk to maybe 30, 40, 50 buyers agents, hit them up all the time, especially if like you, who's listing regularly.
Yep.
But they only really work with a handful. 2, 3, maybe 5, depending on how much stock they got. Is that what you find?
Yeah, because it depends on the selling agent if you're thinking long-term or short-term. Because that buyer that the buyer agent is getting is your next client.
Yeah, right.
So there's buyer agents.
Explain that to me.
So there are many buyer agents who, when they present a buyer, they don't even show him pictures of the property. So some properties on realestate.com, they haven't got more than one main picture.
Yeah.
That's like a street photo.
Yeah, that's right.
And nothing else.
Some of these buyers are doing deals on those.
Yeah, no video walkthrough.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when you're just caring about your commission.
That is hectic.
Yeah, and that's why, you know for a fact, when you're dealing with buyer agents like that, that client won't be happy later on.
Yeah.
And most likely he won't use you either, the selling agent, to sell. And these are your next clients. Like usually we say, as in selling agents, whoever the buyers are right now, they're our next clients in the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Especially with these investors.
So you're saying you only want to work with the good buyers agents because if you're working with the bad ones, their clients are going to have a shit experience.
Yeah.
And then that's going to have a bad reflection on you, the sales agent.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because in the end, we're dealing with them, with the buyer agents.
Totally. And
So when there is no video walkthrough and no pictures, it's also us. We didn't send it because the buyer didn't request it. And that's why we don't work with these buyer agents.
do you subscribe to that same model of you've got like a handful or maybe just one or two or three? Like what would your
I would say in the last 2 years, more than 40 buyer agents reached out.
wow.
And out of that, we worked with two
Dude.
mainly.
Wow.
Yeah, some of them, even they don't have a proper work email. They have a personal email.
Oh, okay, like Jason at Hotmail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
okay.
crazy.
Ah, interesting.
Signatures, just like on WhatsApp with the drawing thing,
Yeah.
and then signature. And we can't deal with them.
Yeah, it
Like you
feels
can't.
weird.
Even that's us. What if the buyers? How are they dealing with them? It's crazy.
And what would make someone? I feel like my Greek friend, who's a part of the team, is one of the two. How do you become one of the two? Like what makes him different to the other 40, 50?
Yep. You gotta be genuine,
Genuine.
and you gotta care about your buyer as if you're buying that property for yourself.
Yeah.
That's it. No more than that. So not just caring about getting paid,
Yeah.
more caring about how would that buyer feel later on. That's all.
Due diligence on the deal.
Yeah.
Crossing the T's, dotting the I's.
Selling agents, buyer agents, that's the only thing to last long in the game,
Yeah.
which is caring about your clients.
Wow, man. That's
It's as
interesting
simple
that's
as that. Because that's the thing I've learned from Tom Panis mainly. Like, even after all the course and explanations and everything, he just summarizes everything in like 2-3 words. So all the explanation, it's as simple as 2-3 words.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Is it just someone being genuine like that? They genuinely care for their client, and that's who you want to work with.
Yeah, and doing their research properly. Like knowing exactly what's happening in that suburb, what's that street, what's around that street, knowing all of that.
Knowing the market.
Yeah, not just selling agents sending you a property and then you want to get a buyer for it. And that's it.
Yeah.
Done.
They got to know. This is worth this because of this. This is a good street. This is a bad street.
And the thing is, in Darwin, we've got suburbs that every street is different than another street.
Yeah.
So it's not like the whole suburb is good. Now we've got suburbs like a street is really good and then the other street is bad.
Yes, absolutely.
And that investor who's buying, later on when he want to sell, most likely he won't sell it to an investor. A local buyer would buy it. And local buyers, they know well.
That street is bad or that street's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if a street is bad, then that local buyer won't buy it.
It's so funny because that goes both ways. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you're looking at just pure comparables alone, if it's that street versus that street, and you're buying something on the good street, you'll be like, oh, these comparables sold in this street, which is maybe 500 meters away. So
Yeah.
I don't want to, that's not what it's worth. It's like, oh, that's true. It is 500 meters away, but it's not the same. You're not
Yeah.
comparing apples for apples. So it's like, you want to pay more for this one because of these reasons. Or it could go the other way. Someone who's buying in the bad street could use the good street and be like, oh yeah, look how good this deal is. And it's like,
That's right.
yeah.
And the good buyer agent, I know for a fact with his research, he could reach into details that would help with that.
Yeah.
Because if we could know, then they could know.
Totally, man. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And it's all online, so.
I
It's
like
all on
I like
Safari on Google, so yeah.
I like the answer.
Even if you
man.
ask ChatGPT now.
It'll tell you.
Yeah.
Simple.
It's as
But
simple
it's
as that.
just I love it that you characterize it like that. Someone being genuine. You know, this person's genuine, and I want to work with genuine good people because who I associate with is a reflection on me. That's kind of
That's
what you're
it.
saying.
Yeah.
Huge.
And the world is a small place, and Darwin is smaller. So that's another thing. So yeah.
Right. Before we wrap it up, tell me, like, right now, the clients that you're working with in Darwin, what are their challenges? What's tough for them? What are they saying to you?
The sellers are trying to maximize the sale price.
Maximize the sale price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they know what's happening in the market. They know the last increase that have happened around 30%. So they're trying to maximize the sale price.
Is everyone saying that to you? I know the market's good. I want to push
Most
the
of
top
them.
dollar. Most of them.
Most
Yeah.
of them.
Can you tell me before we wrap up, what are the challenges or the things that your clients are telling you at the moment that you're selling for?
I would say it depends on each situationship. Most of them, they're trying to maximize the sale price. But at the same time, there's sellers out there who need to sell.
So fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a tenanted property and they want to sell it while it's tenanted. They don't want to get it vacant, get it cleaned, get it styled. And we explain that to them. And sometimes they're happy with that. They want to sell off market, quick, or they're buying something and they need to sell to buy that.
What would you say the percentage is? Like, there's a portion of your clients who want to maximize the sale price. How much would that? 50%, 60%, 80%?
I would say 70 to 80% right now.
70 to 80% are maximizing the sale
Yeah.
price. And who are they? Are they the young families? Are they the people in their 50s that you described to us? Who are they?
Owner occupied.
Owner
Most of
occupied.
the time.
And the ones that want to sell quick, that's the other school. You kind of got maximize sale price and people who want to sell fast.
Yep.
Who are those? Are they just all landlords?
Yeah, they've been owning the property for 15, 20 years now.
Okay.
And they're happy to sell after that increase.
Yeah. Okay.
So for them, an extra 60, 70 grand may not make a difference.
Yeah.
But we explain that to them. So finding a good deal through that is pretty hard now. It's like the 20%. But the rest of the 80%, they're trying to maximize the sale price. They know what's happening in the market. Like everyone is talking about it.
Yeah.
Everyone. Whenever there's a family gathering, they're talking about the market in Darwin.
Wow.
So yeah.
It's red hot, man. Like even I'll go for a run with a bunch of lads in Cronulla, and you go in the coffee shop, man, and bang, it's 5:30 in the morning, bro. We're just done a run, and that's what people are talking about: property market. This country is sick.
It's crazy.
For the property market. They love it.
It's crazy.
But it's interesting. I've actually recently sold a property in Rockhampton, and I probably took I don't know, say maybe 30, 40 grand haircut on it because I wanted speed. The guy could settle in 28 days.
Yeah.
He paid cash, and he was no building pest. I was like, no worries.
Yeah.
Well, could I maximize the sale price and get an extra 30, 40 if I staged it and done this and done that? I was like, but I want the cash in 28 days. And if I'm going to get this amount of cash minus 30 grand,
Yeah.
just do it. Just get it done.
That's the thing. It depends on every scenario. Like if we're talking 30, 40 grand, let's say that property is tenanted. Like I've had a client who his property was tenanted and I gave them both options. You could either keep it tenanted and sell it off market, or we could get it on market and you may get an extra 40, 50 grand. That was like 3 months ago. But if you want to get that extra 40, 50 grand, we got to vacate the property. So the tenants are out. There isn't any rent coming in. You got to repaint it. You got to style it. You got to market it. So you're paying around 16, 17,000.
There's a lot of effort, man.
And it's not guaranteed.
The effort
So it
turns me
depends.
off the most. You know what I mean? Like just hearing all these, but I've got enough stuff to do when I leave this place in the nighttime, other than worrying about organising people, painting it, doing this,
That's
doing
fine.
that. Just to make, let's say you spend the 17, you make an extra 40, so you really and you end up making an extra 20, and then I've got to pay tax on that extra 20.
And it's not guaranteed even. That's the thing. So it
Yeah.
depends on every scenario.
So it's interesting to hear that, right? Even in a hot market, right? That there's always different types. There's people who are owner-occupiers that want to maximize the sale price, and we love them, man, because they're the ones that maximizing the sale price. They're taking it to market, they're staging it, they're pushing up the
record sales.
Bang, 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 bang. Beautiful.
We had a
love
sale in Grey. That was a record sale for a 3-bedroom. It was owner occupied. The sellers were not in a rush and they want to sell. It was repainted, presented well. That went for 740 for a 3-bedroom in Grey. And the 3-bedroom suburb record was around 620 at that time.
Man.
So that was massive, and that increased all the other recent sales.
That's right. But then other people are like, oh, I'll paint mine a bit, and then bang just lifts the standard the whole area. And we need those in a market, especially a market that has performed really strong in the last, let's call it 18 months, 24 months at the most, that's performed well. You need it to have a bit of a breather. I found this in Perth. When I was buying them myself and I saw that market moving, it kind of took a bit of a breather in 2024. In 2025, the Perth market did 22% growth. What?
Just in a year.
But if you look back in 2024, it was maybe like 8 to 10%. Like it took a bit of a breather.
Yeah.
And it kind of just like the fundamentals didn't change.
But that's even better. Like if a stock is just going up, there's something wrong. If it goes up 40 to 50% without any break, there's something wrong. Something will happen.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Man, I've always loved markets that just chug along at like 10% growth. 10% growth, bang, predictable, because the fundamentals are driving it. But do you think that buyers agents and all this type of stuff have like manipulate the market, change the market?
I wouldn't say change the market. They may push the market, but that's good for everyone.
And how do they push it? Because I feel like they're normally trying to get some deals.
Yeah, but like, let's say when the buyer agents came into Darwin, what was the median house values there? 450, 500?
Yeah.
It was one of the cheapest capital cities.
It
and
was.
their rental yield is like 6%, even on houses.
Mental.
So it's crazy. So we needed that in Darwin. Whether it's buyer agents, investors, whatever it is, we needed that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How good, man.
And the government helped with the first home buyer thing. So it's not like the first home buyers missed out. No, they've helped them out. It was up to 600,000. You get a 50 grand off from the government. And now it's increased to 750 from the new financial year, which is good. So it's good for everyone.
I think that'll fan the flame again a little bit, you know? I think that'll fan the flame. But I'm most interested to see in the next 12 months how the unit market performs, right? I think
that's the next thing.
Definitely drive a lot of things. I think increasing it from 600 to 750, I think that's good of the government to do that, but I think there's still some people that can't afford it. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
Like they just genuinely can't afford the 750, so they got to buy the townhouse, they got to buy the unit, they got to buy that.
That's right.
And once that starts to get all the attention, bourse prices go there too.
And the returns are good.
Is there anything that you want to leave us with? Is there any other insights you want to give us about the property market before we wrap?
I reckon that's all.
That's it?
And the units is the next thing in Darwin, so...
Yeah.
Yep.
Unreal, man. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. I'm so excited to see what you do with your real estate career. You're early on. You've only been doing it for 4 years, and you've experienced already a quiet market and a booming market.
That's right.
But, man, keep ripping in. I'm looking forward to see what you do.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks for that.
Thanks so much for listening to the Moves to Momentum podcast. If you got any value out of this episode, please give us a like or subscribe. Or if you think this is relevant to any one of your friends or family, please flick it to them so they can have a listen.